Today we are going to talk about letters, some official letters. We are going to see examples, and while we are presenting the examples, I'll also tell you about what content should an official letter contain. The source, the content is taken from clarityenglish.com. Very good material they have made, and I'm indebted to them. First of all, with official letter, these are the useful language for letters. These are the words and phrases. These come from letters you read just now, and you can add more words, phrases, and sentences, and you can use these next time you write a letter. You can start the body by "I'm writing to inform you," or "Thank you for your letter," or "Letter of," or "I would like to apply for," and you can end with "I look forward to hearing from you," and "Thank you for taking the time to read," or all stuff. Then asking to do something, you need to be very polite in this. "Could you please?" or "Could you tell me?" Then headings should be, or you can say subject should be, documents for, complain about, application for the position of. These are various vocabulary for job application like further my career, developing my skill, welcome the opportunity, position apply. These are all the vocabularies you must adopt. So let us straight come down to the first letter. This is a letter. This is your address part, right? To whom you're addressing. And this is the date where you have to put the date, and the address should be concise enough. If the address is long, you can take the exact part which is relevant. Then the letter starts with dear Mr. Hamrooni. Here the writer has added additional documents for application BD646. This is what we call as subject. Then thanks for your letter. This is how we start. Thanks for your letter of 10 December. Then, as requested, I'm enclosing the documents that you stated were missing from application from an extension of stay. As my visa expires in less than 6 weeks, could you tell me as soon as possible if there is anything else you need? Then, I'm available at any time for an interview if this is required. I look forward to hearing from you. You're sincerely, then the name, then the signature, and then you have to mention the enclosures, that is employer bank or employer letter, bank statement, whatever it may be. So this is how you write a letter. Again, one more example. This is again the address, date, Dr. Mr. Simpson. Here, dear Mr. Simpson, or if he is a doctor, you can use dear Dr. Simpson. If she's Mrs., you can just write dear Mrs. or Miss Simpson. Right. Request for late payment arrangement. This is what the subject should be. And you can either write directly a subject here and with underline, with a semicolon or a colon. You can just transfer this here, this content, and then you can start with, we spoke by phone this morning. You requested me to write a letter requesting a new arrangement for repaying my loan. Last month, the company I worked for, Grace Hams Limited, closed down and I lost my job. However, I have a new job now and I enclose the appointment letter. I will miss 1 month's salary and would therefore request you to reschedule the June payment to July. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing from you. This is how we conclude. And then your sincerely, your signature, Pedro Makeda, and then also an enclosure, what you have to mention, like appointment letter from Newcombe Bakery. One more letter, housing officer, housing department. So this is regarding housing. And this is the date. As I suggested, you can just write subject here, SUB, or subject completely, like this, SUB, and with a colon. You have to use a colon, and then you can underline and you can copy this content here. This is a good way, but this is also a way people generally write, because once you start with dear sir, oblique man, this is, you are not aware who is going to read. So for that, you have to mention sir, oblique madam. Complain about drains. I'm writing to inform you. I'm writing to inform you. This is how you start. I'm writing to inform you about a problem with the drains in Harkness Street. The drains at the north end of the street have been blocked for at least 3 weeks. Now, there is a terrible smell which seems to be getting worse. Last night I saw a large rat near the blocked drains. I telephoned your officer earlier this morning and I was told to put my complaint in writing. Could you please make sure that this problem is solved as soon as possible? So could you please, this is how you request. Many thanks. Yours faithfully, Dina Meseda. Now, this many thanks is also good. You can also write thanking you in anticipation or thanks in advance. Thanks in advance is very near to formal, but also considered as informal for that. This is also many thanks is also quite informal. So thanks in anticipation or thanks in advance. You can write one more letter, that is to Miss Debbie Lee, and you are aware that she is Miss, so you use Miss here. Human Resources, Smart Education, 24 Bryan Street, Newport. This is the date you have to put in. Then you have to start with Dear Miss Lee. This is the subject, and I indicated as I indicated earlier. You can just transfer it to a subject, or this way also. You can comprehend. Application for the post of playgroup teacher. I would like to apply for. Now this is what you have to start. I would like to apply for the post of playgroup teacher advertised in this, and I enclose my CV. I completed my PGDE diploma last month and feel that it has prepared me for this position. My course involved preparing and delivering classes for children from the age 3 to 9. In addition, my project was to integrate art, science, and personal development for kindergarten children. I have previously worked part-time as a teaching assistant for kindergarten and a playgroup. I was able to work by myself and as part of a team, and I attached testimonials from the previous employers. I'm available on Sunday mornings. Thank you for taking the time to consider this application, and look forward to hearing from you. Yours sincerely, Emily LeBlanc. Now we have to really observe two things. First is I would like to apply for. This is how you are going to start. Then in the conclusion, you have to say thank you for taking the time. You have to be indebted to for the person who is reading it, and you are aware that she is Miss. That is why we use Miss. And as you have mentioned that, or the writer has mentioned that he has some enclosures, you have to some place enclosures also here, right? Enclosures of previous employers, right? Coming to one more letter. This is to HR manager. To HR manager, you are not aware who is going to be HR manager. For that, you will use Dear Sir, Madam, with a comma here. There should be a comma here. Fast and Fit, Dallas Avenue, Newport. This should be the date. Dear Sir, Madam. Now, if subject is not required, you don't need one, but it is always advisable to have a subject. I would like to apply for. Again, we start with I would like to apply for. As we did earlier, I would like to apply for. Would like to apply for the post of personal trainer advertised on Jobs for You on 3rd April. I attach my CV. My qualifications for the post include, now this is very important, my qualifications for the post include PTA Gold and a first aid certificate. Additionally, I have taken course in dynamic balance, stress conditioning, and Olympic fitting, Jordan Training Academy. I have worked in fitness centers in London and Mumbai for a total of 4 years. My clients range from professional men and women looking to lose weight to young individuals who have sport-based needs. My clients and I would work together to create attainable goals and exercises programs that lead to them towards lifelong health and exercise. I would be happy to put you in contact with my former employers. Thank you for taking the time to consider my application, and I look forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully, Jason McKenzie. And if you have an enclosure, you can add it here, if at all it is there. Enclosure. And also you can add subject, because this is a kind of job application. You can have a subject. Then we have a few more letters. The housing officer, housing department, Wentworth House, Newport. This is date. This is Dear Sir, Madam, because you don't know who is going to be the officer. And this is the subject. Complaint about new club. You can transfer it here if you require. Both are acceptable. I'm writing to inform you about, this is how you start. I am writing to inform you about a problem with the new club, Sparkles, that opened in Kitchener Road last month. It seems that the Sparkle has a license to open until 4 a.m., which means that a lot of people leave the club between midnight and 4 o'clock. This causes a lot of noise, shouting and laughing, and even the sound of broken bottles. Last night there was a fight, and girls were screaming for about half an hour. I'm sure you can understand that there are people in Kitchen Road who work in the mornings and who need to get a good night's sleep. This has been impossible since Sparkles opened. Also, we have a problem with people from the club dropping litter, including broken glasses. Could you please make sure that this problem is solved as soon as possible? Many thanks, your faithfully, Dr. Arthur Lidson. One more letter to Mr. P. Amroni, Immigration Officer, Immigration Tower. This is the date, your reference. Now, Reference letter because he might have asked something from you. For that, you have to write like this: your reference, colon, and then the reference letter. Dear Mr. Hamrouri, reasons for change of employer. Now you can add subject here just below your reference, or you can continue with like this. You requested an explanation of why I would like to change my employer from Hamley to Oscars Construction. There are three main reasons. Firstly, this is a very good way to start. You requested an explanation because an explanation has been sought. Firstly, I have been offered a more senior position at Oscars. At Hamleys, I was working as junior accountant, whereas Oscars have offered me the position of accountant. This will mean an increased salary. Secondly, the work I'll be doing will be more challenging. Oscars is a bigger company with more clients and suppliers, and this means the accounts work will be more varied and interesting. Finally, so you wrote firstly, then secondly, then third. For that, you use finally because there are three main reasons. Finally, as you know from our earlier discussions, my daughter has recently arrived in the country and is attending local school. This is close to Oscars Construction and is on the other side of the town from the Hamleys. I am available at any time for an interview to discuss this further if this is required. I look forward to hearing from you. Yours sincerely, Akanksha Sengupta. Then, how to write a cover letter. So, teacher has some comment on this. Read an example of a good cover letter below. In your letter, you cover all the points listed on the right, as well as what Delia does. So let us start. This is the letter heading. HR Manager to SAD. This is the email or the website. By email, 12th August. So, first is this one. If you're attaching the letter to an email, write the addressee details like this. HR Manager to SAD. This is the email ID by email. Then, dear Sir Madam, if the advertisement does not give you the name of the person to write to, it is the letter to HR Manager. And start it with Dear Sir Madam. This is how it is done. HR Manager, Dear Sir Madam. Then each word in the job title should begin with a capital letter, right? Like application for the position of watch sale associate. Then I would like to apply for the position of watch sale associate, advertised on jobsforuse.com on 11th August. Again, you should use capital for the jobs, name of the job. So I have recently relocated from Australia, where I completed my high school education and began my career in retail. Having lived and worked in Australia, I have an excellent command of both written and spoken English. This is the first requirement of the advertisement. My first position in retail. So this is the second requirement. Delia makes it clear that she fulfills all the requirements. Was with Dior in Brisbane as junior sales executive. Again, see, this is capital, junior sales executive. I worked primarily on the perfume counter. There I was able to learn a range of products and also to develop my ability to interact with customers in a positive way. Here she lists her skills. Again matching with the advertisement. After 1 year, I moved to sales executive position, capital, with Polex watches, also in Brisbane. I was able to develop my knowledge of the watch, including over the next 2 years. My sales, grew up by 14% over the 2 years period, which ended last month. So here, why will this appeal to the HR manager, right? At Polex, I grew to love the watch industry. Now, can you see how she matches the word passion in the advertisement with love in the letter? And I would welcome the opportunity to further my career with Tossard, a brand I know well. And finally, thanking you, Daria is showing that she's polite and pleasant. Thank you for taking the time to consider this application, and I look forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully, Daria Cruz. Remember that advertisement asks for excellent customer service skills. So this was an example, and various examples we have seen for job, for community service or HR, or for any social service. So thank you so much. Hope now you have an idea how to write a letter, what mistakes may be committed, and how to get rid of them. Thank you so much.